Hi guys, it's Jessie Holton here, your Stampin' Up demonstrator from Australia, jessieholton.com. Today I thought that I would show you guys this card that I'm making. I'm part of a blog hop today for the Creating Kindness design team, and I'd love if you joined us around the hop, and I hope that you enjoy this card that I'm showing you. So this is the new Your Delightful stamp set. This is a hostess stamp set. So in Australia that's $250 or more in party sales, or if you put in an order yourself that much. It's easy to do, I do it all the time. Addict. So this is a really cute cute set. It's got these little emoticons. It's got a bunch of great sentiments, but I just love these big sentiments. So this one here that I've made features this "You're the Best" sentiment, which I've heat embossed in copper. This is the new copper trim, it's actually wire, and you can spread it apart like netting. Let me grab out so it's pretty cool. How awesome is that? It's like a little stocking or something. And then if you don't want it thick anymore, you just pull it and it goes back thin again. It's really awesome. So this is our new copper trim. This is the new Wood Textures Designer Series paper, which there are a bunch of really beautiful different papers here, and a lot of them look like floorboards, all different shades from light through dark. There's some really nice greys and blondes and dark chocolate ones in there. And then this is the new Delightful Daisy Designer Series paper, which that has also got some really beautiful designs in it. So, but I just love this one. I used one similar to this the other day on a Facebook Live video that I did for my VIPs. So follow through my links and you should be able to find my VIP page. And this is one of the new in colours, Tranquil Tide, and I've used a smoky slate card base. So I thought I would do another card similar to this one. And these are the layering labels. Where did I put them? Lots of labels, framelit dies. And these ones have a whole heap of different sizes. So I've used the second largest and the third largest ones. So I've got 3 out of a sheet. The Wood Textures comes in a Designer Series stack, so they are 6x6 sheets. And I've gotten 2 small and 1 bigger one out of each piece that I've cut. So I thought that I would grab this is really cool. It's like blonde with white wash over the top. So I want to use this distress. There's like a cleaner side, but I'm going to use this distress side because I think that that is really cool. And you know what I thought when I was putting these cards together? They kind of look like little cheese platters, don't you think? So I don't know, I've got to have a think on that and come up with something else that has a little cheese platter going on, I think. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to heat emboss the sentiment. So I've got my little embossing buddy here. Now this is anti-static powder, so it just gives a really clean finish because it stops the heat emboss powder from sticking all over. And then I've got my sentiment, You're Delightful. And I'm just going to go over that with the Versamark. Make sure it's up the right way. That looks like a pretty good stamp. Okay, now I keep my Hidden Boss powders in these little takeaway containers. This is an old Project Life card, but some of them I've just got a little square of cardstock or old DSP. And then you just sprinkle it across. Give it a little tap. I think I need a little bit more on that D. This stamp set is delightful. I love it. Okay. Where's my scissors? I'm going to use my scissors to hold. Might go over here because there's a bit more space. And give it a quick once over to get rid of any loose bits. And then start and just, you can sort of chase it around as it melts. And you just want to do it the heat embossing until you stop seeing movement, you stop seeing it melting. You don't want to go too far with it because otherwise it will overheat and just look gross. So there's our little sentiment, and I love that. Isn't that beautiful? And I love copper. If there's one thing you know about me, it's that I love copper. Now how cute is this side? It's all water washed, watercolor sort of distress look. Really pretty. But I'm going to stick with the flowers because you know I love flowers as well. Flowers and copper. I'm in heaven. I think I need a new glue. Alright, so this is a 14.1 by 9.7 millimeter piece, the DSP, that I'm sticking on a 14.5 by 10.1 piece of Tranquil Tide. And the Smoky Slate card base that I'm using is A4, cut in half and scored down the middle, so that's cut at 14.9 centimeters and scored at 10.5. And if you're using Imperial, then that pretty much works out to a 6x4 card. So next I'm going to tie the ribbon around it. Just make sure it's straight on the back. And I don't think I quite need that much. That should do. Now this trim, this copper trim, is quite slippery. So I like to tie it in a little knot because otherwise when you go to pull your bow it just sort of moves on you. Alright, so I'm going to knot that and then I'm going to do a little bow. Now you can kind of fluff this out a little bit, but don't play around with it too much because it is wire, so and it's a little bit fragile, so it does sort of tend to break a little bit and have little bits sort of sticking out if you muck around with it too much. So there, I think that looks pretty cute. There we go. And then you can sort of move this around a little bit if it's I quite like that on the side. Let's put that right over. Okay, now because this is designer series paper, I tend to use a few more dimensionals than I would if it was cardstock. And I mean, you can cut another layer out and stick some cardstock behind there if you're so inclined. But if you're going with just the designer series paper, then, you know, beef it up a little bit with the dimensionals, because otherwise it will sag. Didn't want to come off that one. Okay. And I'm actually going to stick this on and then that way I can just press down my have I got two? Felt a bit thick. Just make sure I've got a straight edge. Okay, and the thing I like about the Tombow multi-purpose glue is that it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. So, you know, if you don't stick it on quite straight, then you've got a minute, well, not quite a minute, but you know, you've got a little bit of playtime before it sets, before it dries, to move your card around. Okay, and where are we going to put this? And isn't that cute? So there you have You're the Best and You're Delightful. Aren't they sweet? And that's the new Hostess stamp set, You're Delightful, from the new 2017 annual catalogue. This is Jessie Holton, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Australia, jessieholton.com. Please sign up for my newsletter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, don't miss out on any of my specials, product clubs or card classes. See my blog for my current info, and please hop around on this first of hopefully many of the Creating Kindness design team blog hop. I hope to see you again soon. Take care.